Greetings and welcome to your Biological Science Combined course. I am Professor Febres, and the purpose of this navigation video is to guide you through everything you need to know in order to be successful for this course. Please pay attention to everything I have to say all the way to the end of the video because this course is a short course, 10 weeks. The four first weeks are kind of hefty and you don't want to miss any due dates. Um, and so the first thing you should do after you watch my welcome video is go to your syllabus. Um, as you know, in a course syllabus, you have all the information about the course, but I am going to actually guide you through some important things for this course. Once it loads, it's supposed to load. There it goes. And the very first thing I am going to bring to your attention is the required materials, educational materials over here. The required book, What is Life? A Guide to Biology. Now, this book, when you go to the bookstore, they're going to sell it to you through an access code for Launchpad. What that means is that they will give you the electronic version of the book, and Launchpad, along with the book, comes with some practice quizzes, practice activities. Now, listen carefully. I do not require the Launchpad version of the course. However, this is the only way to access the ebook. So if you are going to get that access code, that's great because you will need the book, the electronic version, or a paper copy book, but the activities that come with it, um, those are extra, and although they are very helpful to deepen your knowledge and to get you to understand the material, they are not required, they are not going to be graded. But if you have them, please use them to help you understand things a little bit better. However, if you want to purchase the paper copy version of the book, that will actually work too for this course, as all of my assessments are on the Canvas platform. The next required material, very important, is the lab access code. Remember, this class is completely online. You do not have to come to campus for any reason. So the labs are going to be all virtual. However, they are required. This is not an option. Therefore, when you go to the bookstore, you also need to leave that bookstore with an access code for the virtual labs. And you have to pay for that. It'll be the same as paying for the lab fee if you were taking this class on a face-to-face mode. Now, the platform that we're using for this lab is called the Hayden McNeil Lab Simulations. And I want to remind you, because some students forget, this is a 4-credit course, different from the 3-credit course. Difference is this one requires that you complete these labs. Sometimes students think because they're virtual labs, they're optional, they don't complete them, and when it comes the end of the course, they find out that I am not able to give them a credit for the course because they had not completed any of the labs. So please be aware uh, that of the fact that you need to complete at least 80% of these assigned virtual labs with a score on them in order to receive credit for this course. And so the first thing you need to do when you get that access code is follow these instructions. It will tell you in there how to access the platform. I will tell you right now that when you get your access code, the first thing you need to do, or the best way to access the course, is to access it through the assignment. So you go to the modules. See, this course is divided in modules. This is your first week module. And so you should start by going to your discussion forum, and this is actually a required attendance activity. And then you need another required attendance activities for you to email me acknowledging that you actually review the syllabus. Um, and the third one is the registration on the Hayden McNeil platform. So whenever accessing any of the lab, you must access them through these links. Don't go on the web browser and access the lab through the link on web browser other than this one, because if you do, when it comes time for me to synchronize the scores from your labs, they will not synchronize because it will not recognize that you did the lab from these Canvas platforms. So it is important that all the labs, and I'll show you in a few, get access through this link. So you click on the link, and for me it's not going to show anything because since I am the professor, but you will get actually a tab in there that says that the lab needs to be open on a different tab. I'm going to actually go here so that I can show you what this looks like. When you get to the labs, actually, the first thing you need is going to ask you. Yours is going to look a little bit different than mine, but the first thing it's going to ask you is for you to register. So you will have to register by entering the information. And so these are all the labs that you guys are assigned. Now listen very carefully, because this course is a 10-week course. Things are a little bit more hefty. I am not putting deadlines or due dates on these labs. And the reason why some of them are, you can complete them very quickly. Some of them, they are time consuming. And the problem is that for the first 4 weeks, you only have from Sunday through Wednesday, and there is work due, and from Wednesday to Saturday, and there is more work due. And I'll explain when I go back to the Canvas platform. But just to let you know, for every lab, you can access the instructions by clicking on this. And then in order to complete the lab, you must actually take the assessment. This one says MC, that's multiple choice. There are multiple choice questions associated with the assessment. If you like, you can open those assessments and have them open on a separate tab while you do the lab, so that as you actually perform the lab, you can answer the questions, and that's possible if you want to do it that way, or if you want to do it at the end, that's fine too. It's up to you. But bottom line, all the labs are open for you guys to manage them when it comes to time as you are able to. All labs need to be complete by April 22nd. After April 22nd, all lab close, and if you don't complete 80% of them at least, then you will not get a credit for this course. So that is very important. If you have questions about that, email me and I will clarify. All right, so let's go back to the course. And let's go back here. So, like I said, for the first 4 weeks, you will see that this says week one, and then this one is not released. It will open on February 12th. This is week 1.5, and like week 1.5. And like I said, for the first 4 weeks, work has been divided so that you can turn in things on Wednesdays and Saturdays. You will see in here, you have your PowerPoint presentations for the concept being learned. Then, you are actually encouraged to use your book, which you can access from here. So all chapters, you go to the Macmillan Learning, and so if you're using the electronic version of the book, this is your access to it. And then with the PowerPoint presentations, on quizzes, you have the window from a Wednesday to, I'm sorry, from a Sunday to a Wednesday. And what you can do is once you click open the quiz, you can actually print it if you wish. Do not submit it. Just close it without submitting it. Work on the questions by answering them using your book or your electronic version of the book. And then once you have answered all questions before the due date, go back and enter the answers and make sure you submit. Exams are a little bit different. Exams are treated like if you were taking a face-to-face exam. So with that being said, when you open an exam, you have 2 hours to complete it from the time that you click that exam. You still have the Wednesday to Saturday, or the Monday, or the Sunday to Wednesday, and you can do it any of those days within that available period. But once you click on the exam, you only have 2 hours to answer. There are 50 questions in every exam. So you will not have the time to answer every question by looking at, or trying to find the answer for every question on your book. So you need to study. And so on my emails that I will be, an announcement that I will be sending every week, I will remind you of that. But like I say, this is only for the first 4 weeks, if you notice, all the way to spring break. Once you come back from spring break, then work is due on a weekly basis. So you have the whole week to complete the quizzes, the class discussions, the labs, etc., etc. Also, do not forget, with this course, you have not for every week, but for some of the weeks or some of the modules, you have discussion forums. Make sure that you click on them and you follow the instructions. They are worth a grade. And the very first one is the introduction one right here, which is a required attendance. Please keep in mind also these required attendance activities are the ones that need to be completed before. And if you guys go back to the syllabus here, it is on your syllabus. So they need to be completed prior to, that's not the right syllabus. Well, they need to be completed prior to Tuesday next week, which will be February the 18th. If you don't complete them by then you will be dropped from the course, because this is actually kind of like the attendance required for these first 2 weeks. Let me see. I think I had gone over everything. Uh, if you guys have any questions, so you guys basically, I talked to you about the book, I talked to you about the labs, the required labs. I talked to you about how I suggest you do the quizzes and the exams, and I will be communicating with you every week. Best way to communicate with me, as I told you on my welcome video, is through email. Give me about 48 hours. Let me tell you a little bit about the virtual lab platform. This is the first semester this platform is being used. We used to use another one. So please be patient if there are some technical difficulties. The best thing to do is to call the Hayden McNeil Tech support tech team when it comes to like technical issues. Otherwise, you can always email me and I will try to help you as much as I can. I think that's all I have for right now. Like I say, once again, welcome back. Thank you for giving me the privilege to be your professor. I've been doing this for 20 years now. And let's have fun learning biology. There's a lot of interesting topics. Please do not hesitate to ask me any questions related to the course. This is my passion. I am glad that I am teaching it, and I hope that you have a positive experience by the time it's all said and done. Thank you, and have a good day.